Another high tide imbibe. We have another Cerveza. This time it's Saucy Cerveza from Tatamagouche Brewing Co. 4.9% alcohol by volume. And right out of the bat, I gotta tell Tatamagouche Brewing, if you're gonna call yourself Saucy Cerveza, and you're gonna have like the red, you're gonna have like, the flag colors, and also red just makes you think a little hot. Why aren't you putting some like pepper in this, right? Why aren't you putting some jalapeno at the very least, or chili or something in this? But they're not. It's just a straight up Cerveza, but they call it Saucy Cerveza. It makes you think it's gonna be, well, saucy, a little bit of a kick to it. But yeah, they're not doing that. Water, malt, hops, yeast. But at least they're putting corn in, so they're going for the authentic. Got to have some bit of corn in the grain bill. What is it? I think it's 20%. I just talked about this somewhere else recently, and I've already forgotten it because I'm an old man. But anyway, let's open this up and see what we think. Just had the North Brewing Cerveza, which was really good. So we got a competitor here. Which one's the better one? All right, this one's a little bit more clear. Looks like it's a bit more filtered, a little lighter in color than the North Brewing one. The North Brewing one was a little bit closer to amber. This is definitely more golden straw. So honestly, probably looks a little tad more authentic than the North Brewing one did, but appearances and everything. Nice head there, nice fluffy white head. So it looks the part. Looks like a well-poured Corona, right? Let's go to the aroma. All right, corn notes there. Not as big as in the North Brewing one. It's a little bit more sweetness. Not a big amount or anything like that, but it seems like it's a bit more of a balance of like kind of grassy sweetness and just straight up corn note there. The corn seems a little less like of a sort of a dry corn aroma than the North Brewing one. Smells very good though. Smells the part. Let's go to the taste. Cheers. Oh, damn. Okay. Whew. This is very good. So, the big difference between this and the North Brewing one. The North Brewing one probably does have a bigger, more authentic, like dry corn kind of taste to it. No, is that right? I'm just got to think about this. Honestly, there was no hint of this in the aroma, really, that it was going to be this dry in the actual taste. This gives you moves right to like a nice sort of mild corn dryness right to the finish, where it just becomes this big sort of corn dryness, like chewing on like corn nuts that have not been like really spiced up or anything like that. Like you can get like just plain corn nuts, right, that you can chew on. Has that same kind of dryness and almost a roasted corn, but not quite. But man. A little bit of grassy malt, maybe a tad more sweetness in this one than the North Brewing one. It's incredibly well balanced, though. Well, I wouldn't say balanced, but like, I don't know, it sets up the big like corn dry finish extremely well. It doesn't feel out of place. This is really goddamn good. I guess I can see why they're maybe confident that they didn't need a gimmick in this beer. They didn't need to, like, give it a little jalapeno or a little spritz of lime or whatever the fuck, right? They're just like, no, this is you. If you like beer with like a corn in the mash bill, and man, or I should say malt bill, I guess. If you want some corn in your malt and you love that coming out, you're gonna like this. That's really good. Really, really good. This one's maybe not quite as crisp as the North Brewing one, but like it still gives you like that satisfying dry finish that makes you want to take another drink. And the corn dryness is very lingering on this one. The North Brewing one wasn't so much lingering. It was kind of like there and then it's gone. Take another drink. This one, very lingering. This would be probably a better food beer than the North Brewing one. And the North Brewing one should, work perfectly well for, Mexican food, stuff like that. This one, I think, even more so. Yeah, this is great. Again, like the North Brewing one, I'm going to have to reward it a 9 for style. This hits all the marks you kind of want. It does it in a slightly different way than the North Brewing one does. My personal preference, I'm going 9.5. I think this is really good. People are going to start accusing me of having a Tatamagouche bias, but I mean, they consistently make some like either really just solid beers or really great beers. That's kind of where they're at. Like very rarely do they have something that in their lineup that's just like, that ain't for me, dog, That'll work for me, brother. No, most of their stuff works for me. And try to be fair. I've criticized some of their stuff before. Some of their stuff there's one or two things that have been garbage, but this is excellent. This is really good. This might be the best Cerveza style thing that's just like purely a Cerveza, not one with like some sort of gimmick added to it. This might be the one. This might be the one in Nova Scotia right now. Because, Propeller's got their one out. Like North Brewing, of course, has their one out. Who else has one? I know there's a couple others out there that have one. Yeah, old man, can't think of anything. Can't remember shit. I'll remember after I finish the video, and they'll be like, fuck. Anyway. Yeah, this is a 9 for style, 9.5 for personal preference. I'll be buying this again. I was actually thinking of like picking some of these up and next time I do an order with Tatamagouche, but like luckily enough it showed up in the NSLC. So good on Tatamagouche for getting this one out. Because sometimes they'll brew a couple things in their lineup, they'll rotate through. But they won't put it out at NSLCs all the time, right? Sometimes you just got to order from the brewery or go to the brewery and buy it there. Not the case here, and I think it was a good move. I think it was a very good move because this is a perfect summer beer. Thank you, Tatamagouche. Thank you guys for watching, and I'm going to get out of here. Bye-bye. All right. Hi, Tide Imbibe. Out enjoying a nice, I guess this is summer. Yeah, it's kind of looking like summer. Having some warm days lately. Too warm, if you ask me, but today is really nice. So, what do we got here? We have from North Brewing, their Sunny Days Mexican Cerveza, light beer, 4.4% alcohol by volume. Open it up and pour it here. There goes the mayor. On his chariot. So, okay, see if they say anything special about this on the can. They usually don't put a lot of shit on their can. Water, barley, corn, hops, yeast. So they're just going for, well, we make it like the Mexicans make it. We put corn in it instead of rice or, you know, whatever. Okay, we gotta... It's always weird trying to film these things with the tablet doing the widescreen. You always gotta kind of readjust for where your actual camera is. All right, 4.4%. There we go. Just moving it back a little bit. There we go. Perfect. So yeah, it looks the part. A little bit of, I assume just kind of probably just chill haze more than anything else. It might be unfiltered. Nice fluffy white head going there. Let's go to the aroma. Oh yeah. Straight up what you would expect. Just a nice grassy corn kind of smell. It's kind of a nice dry corn smell. It's not like a canned vegetable kind of thing or anything like that. It smells the part. It smells exactly what you kind of expect these things to smell like. Kind of like a really beefed up, you know, craft version of like a Corona, something along those lines. It's essentially what it is. And this isn't one of those, Mexican style cervezas that you'll sometimes see made where it's like, oh, we put a hint of lime or jalapeno or something into it. They don't do any of that. They just go straight up. We're making a lager with a bunch of corn in the actual grain bill. Fuck you and your truck. All right. Let's go to the taste. Oh, nice. Oh, wow. Okay. Man, if Corona tasted like this, I would buy Corona all the time. It's nice and light, but like it still feels like it has a little bit more heft to it than like say a standard Corona. It's not quite as watery. It's kind of like upper light bodied. You get a really good corn note in the actual taste. Like the malt is really coming forward here. Little to no bitterness in the end. Just kind of a nice dryness, and it's very crisp. Just makes you want to take another sip. It's exactly what it's supposed to be. As far as just like nailing the pure Cerveza style, this one hits it. I gotta put a 9 style. I mean, it's doing all the things that it's supposed to do. You know, it's nothing fancy, but it's like, I mean, it's pretty much perfect for what the style is supposed to be. So, you know, you just leave that 1 point off for the possibility that there's like a world-breaking Cerveza out there somewhere, style-wise. Personal preference, you know, I gotta go about like a 8.5, I think. I generally prefer my Cervezas to be to have a gimmick, honestly. To have like a hint of lime or hint of jalapeno or something along those lines. And if that had this, maybe I'd go a little higher. Maybe I'd go close to a 10. But as far as just like a bog standard kind of what the style is supposed to be, it does a great job. And I gotta rate it pretty high, especially considering how much of the corn actually comes out in the flavor, and it comes out nice dry corn, not like a canned cream corn or something, which can sometimes happen with these. So yeah, 8.5. So I'm gonna go 9 style, 8.5 personal preference. This is an excellent summer crusher. 4.4%. You can't go too wrong there. Could even go down to 4, I think, and we'd be all right. But yeah, I like it a lot. Well done, North Brewing. All right, guys, we're going to get out of here. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. High Tide Imbibe had something new to me from a brewery I've never heard of before. Mascot Brewery. Where are they out of? Are they in Halifax or where are they at? Oh no, this is brewed. Okay, weird. Okay, so this is not at a Nova Scotian brewery. All right, so we're going a little bit against the blah blah blah, going a little bit against the mission statement here. I was assuming this was a craft brewery from Nova Scotia, but apparently it's from fucking Ontario. So Toronto, Ontario at that. But this is their Scotian Pilsner at 5% alcohol by volume. I love the label. I love how fucking just minimalist it is. Very beautiful to me. Mascot Brewery, Chill Craft. It says it's got their logo is like a hare of some sort, I assume, rabbit hair. It's very kind of medieval looking. Let's see what they say here. Let's see what they do to justify this thing. Born from Nova Scotia's communities and traditions, Scotian Pilsner is a beer that represents where it comes from, straightforward, welcoming, and made to be shared. It is not about trends or flash, but about showing up and staying true. All right, so, of course, I don't have real on-the-spot access to the website or anything like that, so I don't know. Did they say made by a Scotian for Scotians? So whoever's brewing this at Mascot is apparently originally from Nova Scotia. All right, that's enough justification, I guess. I'll let it slide this time, especially since I fucked up and thought it was something that would fit within the milieu of High Tide Imbibe. But okay. Whatever. No one watches this fucking show anyway. The like 20 people who actually watch this shit, do you really care at this point? Probably not. I've gone this long sticking to the fucking mission statement. I can fudge the rules a little bit here, I feel like. Or maybe I just should go back to the old review channel where I review every fucking thing. That would probably kill me at this point. All right. So it's a Pilsner. Yeah, they said the ingredients: water, malted barley, sugars, maltose. Really? Okay. Hops, yeast. Contains barley. Yes. Okay. Excellent. Well, let's see what this is like. You're claiming this is what a Scotian Pilsner should taste like. I wouldn't say I'm a Pilsner expert, but I'm a Pilsner enthusiast, an advocate for Pilsners. It's probably my favorite style at this point in life. So if you do a great one, I'm going to shout you out. If you do a substandard one, I'm not going to be that happy. But it looks the part. Golden color. Nice white head there. Staying really solid too. Very nice. Let's do the aroma. Oof. It's got a bit of a canned vegetable kind of smell to it. I'm a little scared now. Not any real sweetness in this, but It's got this dull, musty kind of... All right, a little bit of hops are coming through now, I think. You gotta really pull. Seems to be a little bit of a herbal hop thing going there. A little bit of sweetness coming out now, kind of bubblegummy almost. I don't know if this is gonna go well, guys, but we'll taste it. Cheers. Ugh. Well, they can't all be winners. I've had 2 bangers of a Cerveza today. This is underdone. I'm not sure what Mascot Brewery's other stuff is like, but if it's like this, I probably would not be interested. The can looks great. The artwork on the can looks great, you know, this minimalist thing. But goddamn, this tastes like underbrewed slop to some degree. It's kind of just, it's watery lager. Doesn't really distinguish itself as a Pilsner, at least what I expect a Pilsner to taste like. There's really, like, it's just kind of, the aroma kind of comes over to the taste, which isn't a good thing. It's kind of it's a combo of the canned vegetable thing and some, like, bubblegummy sweetness on the edges. Doesn't finish particularly well. It's drinkable, but God, it just tastes like someone's first attempt at a craft beer and they don't know what the fuck they're doing. I don't know, man. This isn't good. It's just, it tastes like a regular shitty craft lager, honestly. Like, there's just nothing, like, there's no, like, grassy malt stuff up front that, you know, is noticeably, like, kind of grassy or flowery. There's no, like, nice dry herbal sort of hop character in the finish. I don't know how they get off calling this fucking Scotian or Pilsner. Not that Scotian is necessarily a thing I'd attribute to any beer as a specific quality. That, honestly, that's just whatever bullshit the person who made this came up with. What the fuck, man? Yeah, no, I got to admit, I do grade hard when it comes to Pilsners, and this is not even close. This is not a Pilsner. It's a lager. It's just a regular lager that's not done very well. If it had even been done well, I probably would have maybe given it a little bit more of a pass when it comes to being like a quote-unquote Pilsner. But this is just, It doesn't even work as like a North American Pilsner, really, all that well. Like, other stuff in North America that calls itself Pilsner at least tastes decent. This is just not that great. It's not offensive, I guess. And in a general sense, it's offensive to me because they're calling themselves a Pilsner, and it's definitely fucking not. But, yeah, fuck this one. Style-wise, it's like a 3 because there's malt and there's hops in it, and it's somewhat lager-ish. But to call it like a straight-up Pilsner, it pretty much fails in all regards. And my own personal preference, I'll say a 4 or 5. It's drinkable, but I never want to drink it again. So this can fuck off. And now I'm going to fuck off. Bye.